My name is Dana Waldron. This is for my Persuasion course, Comms 333. And first things first, you are going to have to excuse the wiring. I'm currently hooked up to a mobile heart monitor, so if it beeps or anything, I'm just going to ignore to move on. But yes, this is going to be my assessment of advertising motivational appeals and effectiveness. And I'm going to be basing that off of Hoover ads from the 1950s to the 1990s. Specifically Hoover because I was currently just in the market for a vacuum cleaner, and I figured, well, a little bit of inspiration, why not go for it? So I'm just going to start this from the 1950s with an ad that's probably going to make a couple of us cringe today, but we can go from there. So, advertisement error number one is from the 1950s. This ad was specifically from 1953. And this is a Hoover vacuum cleaner ad. As you can see, it's at Christmas morning. She'll be happier with a Hoover. I picked this ad specifically because I think, and I'm sorry, you can hear my dogs rustling around in the background. I think this ad was specifically an appeal to the important messages of the time. So, this is the 1950s. Gender roles are very strict and very segregated. And at this time, I think this ad would have been effective because housewives in the 1950s were a kind of a coveted role, like an envied role for women to have. So I do think this role would be effective for women who are currently housewives, as in as a demonstration of, this is what women want. And as women who weren't housewives, it's kind of an appeal to what they should aspire to be. And it's kind of just a demonstration of the segregated gender roles at the time. So I do think that this ad, the motivation is kind of an appeal to, at the time, what was, I don't want to say ethical, but I kind of do. So I feel like this ad was an appeal to that. So the next ad is the 1960s. This was specifically, I think it was 1967. It's called the Hoover Constellation, that vacuum cleaner that they're showing. And you can see that definitely the appeal has changed. So it is still an appeal specifically to women. However, this definitely demonstrates that this woman is a working woman. So you can clearly tell that, the 1950s time of, women staying in the household, I won't say it's over, but it's definitely moving in a different direction as this woman is clearly a working woman. So it still has kept the gender segregation, as in it's still a woman modeling a vacuum cleaner. But at the same time, you can kind of see the shift in what they're trying to demonstrate as far as their motivational appeals. So, basically this is saying even a working woman, can still buy this vacuum. Even a working woman is still trying to appeal to that. So that was the 1960s. Of course, I couldn't get the video to play, but I do attach a link to the videos, and they are in chronological order as they appear in my PowerPoint on my last slide. So if you're really looking for it, or you can just, type in, I did find this video on YouTube, so you can just type in Hoover Celebrity Air Ride Vacuum Cleaner, or just Hoover 1970s, and it will pop up. But basically, so the entirety of the commercial is just it's a limousine driving up to this fancy house. They roll out the red carpet, and out comes this woman, faceless, so you only see her feet and her high heels, and the vacuum cleaner. And basically the whole thing is kind of an appeal to elegance, so appeal to an upper class attitude, I guess you could say. So it's an appeal to what one would desire to be as far as, class, and basically demonstrating that this is a higher level, I guess, of vacuum cleaner. So this advertisement, again, I'm not even going to try to get the videos to work. This advertisement was from the 1980s, and it's basically just a very edgy looking music video of, women using this vacuum cleaner. And it really appeals to what was important at the time. So the 80s were kind of the rebellious age. So this particular commercial really appeals to that. So it's basically an appeal to, this is what you want to be, as it was with the last video. So you want to be cool, you want to be edgy, you want to be fun. And this video definitely demonstrates both ends of that. So there's the posh, as you can see in this side, and then in this first statement, like this first image, there we go. And then later on in the commercial, there's these, big hair, big makeup, ripped up tank tops. And again, I attached a link to the end of the video. But it's basically a statement, a testament to what was important at the time. Being a rebel, being cool, being fun, being vibrant. And it's definitely a big change from, the first couple ads that we looked at, in that, this was what women were supposed to be in the 1950s. That started to change in the 60s. And then the 70s, a woman was barely a part of a commercial at all. And now in the 80s, it's still women, but at the same time, it's definitely an appeal to how women are evolving, basically as more than just a household. So this is actually the ad from the 1990s, and you can see there's definitely a huge change from where we started to where we are now. If you look, you can actually see that the woman isn't even touching the vacuum. The woman is, I won't say she's barely a part of it, but she's definitely demonstrably not the important part of this commercial, of this advertisement. So you can see that the man is the one holding the vacuum cleaner, and as you can, clearly see that it's a testament to how times were changing. So this is basically a statement, as in, men are involved in the process as well of housekeeping as well. And this is kind of the biggest and boldest statement we have seen in this manner of advertising that we've seen this big of a change in. So I've attached all of my references to this page. All of the ads that I've selected, unfortunately, those videos did not work, but as you can see, they are linked on this reference page. So if you would like to watch them, you can feel free to do so. Thank you.